Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Stump. We do it every... Yeah, these are my cups. My grandma cup, too. We can talk about that later. Welcome to the Stump. We do it every Wednesday, 3 p.m.-ish, where we talk to local artists, talk about what they're producing, what kind of music they're making right now, just the scene in general, upcoming shows. Next week, we got a special guest, one of my favorite bands in Memphis, Pixels, which is it's one of the wildest bands you've ever seen. They play video game music, and they got trumpets, they got saxophone, they got keyboard. And you've seen them at Rec Room, and you've seen them at Rail Garden, so that's an exciting one. And I forgot who we have the week after, but that doesn't matter right now, because right now on the Stump, we're trying to get you on here for a minute, and I'm glad we got you on here.
I'm glad too.
And I'm glad the timing of it is perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, we're the most eclectic artist in Memphis right now, Louise Page.
Hi, how you doing?
Welcome to the Stump.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Awesome, because you got a record release show coming up next Saturday, July 20th at 1884 Lounge.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited. It's going to be Saturday, July 20th at 1884 Lounge, like you just said. And we have 2 local bands opening the show, Mama Honey and Crystal Shrine. And then we have 2 DJs closing the show, Ross Al Ghul and then Board Lord, who she's originally from Memphis and moved to LA, and she's coming home to DJ my show, and she was just featured in Paper Magazine, so I'm like...
That's awesome. Is she just running around right now? Is she got like a new home, Well,
yeah, she's based in LA now.
Oh, right? Based in LA?
Yeah, so this is like a little homecoming show for her. So it's going to be great. Really, really great talent, and running a little giveaway on my Instagram right now. Free tickets and local art are available, so...
Who's making the art?
So it's really cool. It's a ton of local artists. I basically reached out to some of the local artists I love the most. We have Baby Creep, Holter Monster, let's think here. There's 12 artists. They're amazing. They're all tagged in the Instagram post.
Okay.
My Instagram's Wheezy Page, WeezyPage. And there's 12 artists, and they all donated pieces. It's great. I mean, it's like this giveaway is probably worth hundreds of dollars. They were all super generous. Yeah. And I just wanted to sort of build up all of our Instagram followings and promote my show and
awesome,
and give away some cool free art.
That's cool, because it's kind of you're crossing all genres, not just because you're incorporating art as well.
Yeah,
I like that because.
Well, yeah, I mean, sorry to interrupt.
No, I'm just saying because the art scene here in Memphis is incredible.
Oh my gosh, it is, and I really relate to independent artists, of course, because I'm an independent artist as well. I'm just an audio artist, musician, instead of a visual artist. So, man, I love visual art, and I just relate to my friends who are independent artists, and I think it's important to support each other as a community.
Absolutely. You know? It takes a village.
Yeah, definitely.
And a lot of these, I know I've heard of Halter Monster. Mm-hmm. And every once in a while, if you go to Trolley Night, a lot of these artists will go down there and feature a lot of their art at like what's that kind of like a kitsch kind of place where I can't afford everything, but it's like not Crate and Barrel, but it's like a Stock and Bell. Stock and Bell. Got it. Yeah. I was just there where they had a photo gallery in the back, and they used art using light and sand.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I always kind of like dig. I always feel out of my element, but it kind of get exposed a little bit when I go to like an art exhibit.
Yeah, no, I love it, and art and music are so intertwined, especially now with social media, because we need visuals to promote our things. Yeah. We need posters and photo shoots, and so I collaborate with artists all the time, illustrators for posters and merch and whatever else, and then hair and makeup artists and photographers, and so I try to keep a really collaborative thing going with local artists.
Okay. Do you find now that social media, with social media, do you find it like it's almost like hard, like it's just more work to be able to promote yourself effectively, or has it always been this way?
I don't think it is more work. I think social media is an equalizer in some ways, because I think up until even 15 years ago, most people only had access to music that was really produced by like the bigwigs in the music industry. You didn't have and there's some people who have these really great success stories, like this guy Lil Nas X, who did Old Town Road, was a really tiny, not very well known rapper, and then the social media app TikTok is what made that song popular.
Oh, really?
That's what I hear. One of my friends told me that, but I trust him, so I'm like,
I
maybe someone fact check it. But I think that's true, yeah. Or then there's people like SZA, whose album Control was really popular, and she made that herself on her computer. She made all the beats and put that together herself. So I don't know. I think technology is helpful if you lean into it and use it. Because I have the opportunity to promote myself and my music and create music in such a way that I don't think I would have had 20, 30, 40 years ago. I don't think I would have had this window of opportunity to promote myself to potentially 8 million people on Instagram if I can get them to look at my posts.
Yeah.
Like taping flyers to the wall doesn't have the same reach, even though I still do it. It doesn't have quite the same reach.
It really, you're right. You can reach a lot of other people.
You're lucky, yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of it's luck. But, yeah.
I hate boiling it down to luck because it's sometimes like, how does Lil Nas X go viral versus somebody like how do you go viral by comparison? What's the
I just think the focus can't be on going viral because that is what's luck. Like what you have control over is, are you creating content that you're proud of, and are you presenting it in a way that you're proud of? So that's what I focus up on. You know, that's what you can control. Like going completely viral and having 1 million views or whatever. There's such an element of luck to that I think all you can do is just continue to produce something that you're proud of and that represents you well. And hopefully some days someone who has a big Facebook following or whatever will share it and it'll go crazy. But
that was my crock pot scheme. Like, I always wanted to like design T-shirts. So what I did was my dream was if I could only get Johnny Depp circa like 2004 to wear one of my T-shirts to something, then that'll make it like it was like a grenade with like a peace sign on it or something like that. Just something like because it figured like he got around.
And then Green Day stole your design.
No kidding. And then I tattooed something else on my arm. And what's funny is because you are doing it. It seems that you're really doing it your way. Your sound is very eclectic. You have violinists, you have saxophone, you have trumpet, you play keys, guitar, bass, drums. I mean, it's like a full, like it's a lot of layers of sound, and you're doing it your way. And it's a very unique style of music that you're playing right now, and it's exciting to see.
Yeah, it's really fun. I think a lot of that comes from the fact that my musical background is really nerdy. It's really band and choir related. So the music that I grew up making has a lot of layers. Playing in a marching band, that's a lot of layers. That's a lot of layers. Sound. And it is really nerdy, but I always loved it. I mean, I remember so clearly being in the marching band. I was on drumline because I played the oboe, and you can't march with an oboe because the reed will break.
Okay.
They don't have the plastic piece that saxophones and clarinets have.
Mm-hmm.
An oboe reed is like, oboes and bassoons are double reeds, so it's just two little thin pieces of wood, so if you're walking around with that, they'll break.
Well, they just cart you around on like a radio flyer?
Well, they just threw me in percussion. They were like, you don't know how to play music? Play percussion. I was like, okay.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So they're like, yeah, we don't have a space for you.
But no, it was fun. I do know how to play music, and so it was really, really fun. I got to play auxiliary percussion, so I had this crazy... it's like what the snare drummers wear, the little harness, but mine had a suspended cymbal and a tambourine and a cowbell and what else did it have? A wood block. And I honestly played whatever I wanted.
It's like
it was really fun.
It's like all the leftover drum pieces that they have.
Yeah, it's
like,
auxiliary.
I can't put this.
It's like, and every so often, you need a suspended cymbal roll, so I would do that. And but so I always loved what I loved about marching band was hearing those layers of music like surrounding me. I love that. But so when I first started playing my music out and about, it was just me and a keyboard. Mm-hmm. But I think that's already a really layered sound because the keyboard is such I don't know, what am I even trying to say here? It's just that it has such an expansive sound that's possible. You can play something really delicate on the keyboard, or you can really play something that sounds like a carnival.
Yeah.
Billy Joel.
Don't talk about it. That's my boy.
Yeah, right?
That's my boy.
The piano, it sounds like a carnival. It's real. And I've been playing the piano since I was a little girl. That's like my first love is the piano. So before I got a band together, I knew my dream band would have some sort of orchestra section. So that's kind of yeah, I don't know. I'm not trying to have a super eclectic sound. That's how I hear my music, is with this little orchestra in the background.
I was going to say, like, the 15 minutes before you fall asleep, what kind of tunes are going through your head that are like, I got to map this out? Do you ever wake up and just be like, you got an idea, like almost like a Keith Richards moment, and you're like, dun, dun,
I'll tell you, this is kind of a fun fact. One of the songs, this is my past album, but one of the songs on the album that's about to come out is called Snakeskin, and I really wrote it in the shower. I was singing to myself in the shower, and I was like, I should write this down.
Yeah.
It's good. It's catchy. So a lot of the stuff I've written that's really catchy really is just, like, I sing to myself and my cat all the time. And every so often I'm like, that's pretty good. I'm going to write that down. 9 times out of 10, it's god awful. But
usually it's me. Usually it's me. No, you're good.
I caught myself. That was like a live bleep.
No, it's fine.
Maybe if I put my hand here,
we're not
they won't
sponsored
know.
Just yet, so no, we can't offend anybody just yet. So we're good.
Yeah, and I'm lucky too. I really love my band, and I'll oftentimes kind of bring them the chord structure and the song and where I'd like them to play in the song, and we'll kind of write the line together, or they'll come up with a line, and I'll be like, yes, it's amazing, or a little more like this, but they all have these band and orchestra backgrounds too, so we really communicate in the same language about music, and I just appreciate them so much.
I was just about to say,
they really elevate my work.
I was about to say, because the band bears your name, and I always wondered what kind of responsibility or kind of weight fell on your shoulders when like how communication between the other band members are, like delegating sounds and kind of directing it like a band director. Like,
yeah, it's a little like that. Yeah, but I also truly respect everyone in my band as musicians. I really do, and I listen to them because they'll tell me sometimes ideas that they have or thoughts, or bring me a horn line that they wrote for one of the songs, and I really do. I feel like there's a lot of mutual respect in the band. And as far as going by my name, that was really because originally it was just me and a keyboard.
Yeah.
And I'm writing all the songs, so it's my name, and I love my name. I really do. So that's why I was going by Louise Page. I got a band together, really not even intentionally. I reached out to my friend Anne Elizabeth Craig, who plays the violin, and I reached out to Michael Lorenzi, who was sort of, we had a lot of mutual friends. We didn't know each other super well, but I knew he played the saxophone. And they recorded with me on my first album in 2017. And then Michael brought in Jawan Crawford, who plays the trumpet, and Victor Sawyer, who he still plays the trombone. He's not with the band anymore, but still a good friend. And he was with us for this album, Simple Sugar, that came out last year. So they really just got together first for the recording and then for the release show. And then we just really all got along and had some great band chemistry, and started playing together as a full band in early 2018. And I remember right around that time, I had some friends question the name of the band and be like, oh, like, does that bother your band? Should you come up with a different band name? Should you be like Louise Page and the whatever,
Hornets or something? Yeah, whatever.
And I was like, oh my God, I really don't want my band to feel like I'm not representing them. So brought it to my band, and all of them across the board were like, no, like these are your songs, you write them, you sing them, it should be under your name. And I've always really appreciated that.
That is pretty awesome. It's
pretty awesome, and it's cool too because we've had a couple different drummers. Michael Todd's our drummer now. He's amazing.
He's an amazing dude.
A couple different bassists. We just got a new bassist. His name's Gunter, and it's fun because I know him because we went to college together. I really know him from my freshman year of college. So God bless him for wanting to be in this band because I was so messy my freshman year of college. But it's kind of, I really appreciate that I get to keep my name on it because these songs are all lyrically and melodically written by me. And
in the shower.
They're really personal. Some of them are written in the shower, but they're really, really personal.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them. So I guess I should talk about this new album. New album's called Silver Daughter.
Silver Daughter.
Silver Daughter. All my albums start with S's. I don't know why. I like the way S's sound, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 10 songs. So my first 2 albums were both EPs, which is shorter. For anyone who doesn't know, an EP stands for extended play. It's 5, 6, maybe 7 songs. And then an LP doesn't stand for Louise Page, but it should.
It should now.
It's a, what is it, long play? Is that right?
Long play.
Yeah, and that's usually about 10 songs. I feel like 10 is the classic number. You sometimes get up to 12, 13 songs. But
Yeah, well, 5 on one side of the record, 5 on the other side of the record.
Yeah, and that's how it is. I got my 10 songs. I can share the track list if you want. I've never done that.
Go nuts.
Okay, so first song is called Future Runaway Bride. There's a video on my YouTube of me performing that live, so if anyone's like really curious,
is that the song that you did the audition tape for Tiny Music for NPR?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, the Tiny Desk concert song.
I love that song. That song's
Thank
very.
you.
And we're gonna put a clip of that, or we're gonna put the link of that underneath this a little bit later, so you can check that out.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
And we actually have a music video that's more of like a narrative music video with the recorded song in the background coming out for that on Friday. That we recorded with Studio 143, which is an up-and-coming production studio, filmmakers in the city. They did an amazing job. I've seen it. It's really, really good. I'm really
That's awesome.
excited.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's called Future Runaway Bride, so the video is kind of about a runaway bride, and I wanted it to be kind of funny and kitschy and campy and retro, and I was ever so slightly inspired by Kill Bill, but it's not violent. It's just fun.
I was gonna say, is this like a fear or something like that coming in your head, or is it just like a story that someone told you?
Well, it's more just Kill Bill has that wedding scene.
It's
yeah. So, but my first video, I have one other narrative music video out from last year called Blue Romance, and there is a little violent twist in that video. So. If that's your thing, you can check that out too. You can put a link to that one in there too. If you
awesome.
Want. Yeah. But so we have a music video coming out this week for that. It's gonna be great. And then I was realizing listening through the album, the first half of the album, that side A, is sort of it's sort of more like sad songs, or not even necessarily sad, but more melancholy, I guess. Like all of my songs, I try to infuse with a type of silver lining, if you will.
Yeah.
Silver daughter, haha. Yeah. Or, even if they're about something sad, I want them to be uplifting. So, but because I have more space on the LP, on that side A, I think there's 2 songs that are actually just sad songs.
Yeah.
I didn't really explore that too much in
first album.
This album, Simple Sugar. Yeah. This is actually the second album. I have a little EP called Salt Mosaic from 2017 that is definitely more amateur than this one, but I still
where
like
can
it.
everybody find? Is it like on all Bandcamp, Spotify, Amazon?
I don't know if it's on Amazon. I should definitely get it on there. I know it's on Apple Music, Spotify, Bandcamp.
Okay.
You can just look up Louise Page, and if you follow me on Spotify, it'll alert you when my new music comes out, so you can listen to all of it. Yeah, so I kind of got to, there's like Future Runaway Bride, that song I was just talking about, is really dancey and fun. So there's a lot of fun songs, but I got to sort of explore a wider range of emotion. I have a couple sad songs, and then the second half of the record, I feel like I sort of explore some feminine rage, which I'm excited about.
Awesome.
I haven't really gotten to delve into that either. I was listening back through this album and I was like, wow, I was mad when I wrote these songs. But that's cool. I feel like I just really got to sort of go deeper with my thoughts and feelings in this upcoming album. And I'm really proud of it. I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to, I don't know. I think it's going to make people happy. And
I'm about to say, personally, it sounds like you're peeling the onion.
Yeah.
As it goes on, and
Totally.
and the band, the more cohesiveness that you get your core group, and the sound's going to change a little bit, and you get to hone that as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like the last 2 songs on the album are really big, angry songs, and they really do both kind of specifically deal with a type of like, I kind of want to say feminine rage, but I'm really saying that like it's sort of like the anger that you feel if you are in any type of oppressed group. I'm not saying I'm oppressed. I have a lot of privilege. I'm a young white woman, but just thinking about stuff like the Me Too movement or anything like that, like the just sort of daily frustration you feel as a woman when people are treating you differently or sexualizing you or harassing you or whatever. And I know that there's that rage kind of filters across a lot of different oppressed groups. Like, so those songs, but they're not, they're not hopeless. There's like a power to them.
Well, that alone, and the power, and the fact that you're writing and singing it and sharing it is that power as well. Because like half the time is not knowing. Like I subscribe to the idea that music is the language of the heart.
Yeah.
So when you can't describe something, a song will let you say it. Will say it for you, whether it be by the words or maybe by the note of the instrument.
Oh yeah, and that's one of my favorite things about music too, is how it can convey mood and emotion without words. You know. So I love that. And like, here's what I'm talking about and what you're talking about. Those last two songs. One of them's called Uncanny Valley. One of them's called Harpy. And the song Harpy it doesn't say the word harpy anywhere in the song, but harpies are like ancient Greek monsters that are bird-bodied and female-faced. Okay. And the ancient Greeks thought that they were the personification of storm winds, and they're scary, like they'll get you, but they were also really respected.
Okay, I think that's in the Odyssey. It
is in the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Those are the sirens. The sirens were originally harpies. Sorry, I'm such a nerd. I'm like, my first love is English. I know what you're talking about,
so I must be a nerd
yeah,
too.
I know. My first love is English. I was an English major in college, and so I do have like a lot of literary allusions in my songs. So this harpy song, I was thinking about how harpies were like the original siren. Makes way more sense for a bird woman to sing than a fish woman, if you think about it, really. Fish don't sing.
No,
birds
they don't.
do.
Yeah.
So, like, any logic to monsters, I'm gonna whatever. But but yeah, and then I'm thinking about it, and how harpies exist now is in the phrase "to harp upon," or in, sometimes it can be an insult for like a shrill woman, like, oh, she's a harpy. Yeah. And harping on something isn't really positive either. It's like being
like beating it to death.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, wow, like society has really taken this powerful monster and reduced it to like an annoying lady. Yeah. And I just, and that I wanted to sort of revive the harpy, give it some power back. So that song, talking about the music, I tried to make it sound like a storm because they were like the storm monster, and it's sort of about that that distinctly, I hesitate to use the word feminine, but that's just sort of like distinctly oppressed rage at being marginalized or shrunk down. Yeah. So that's that. And then the Uncanny Valley song, I literally wrote directly after, sorry, I'm not trying to get too political, but I wrote that directly after Brett Kavanaugh got elected to the Supreme Court. Yeah. Because I was so upset, and I didn't really know what to do with that feeling of being so upset. Yeah. So I wrote a song about it. There's
a lot of people upset about that, and especially on both sides, just how it was all handled and how we handle things in public now.
Sure. Yeah. So if you know what the Uncanny Valley is, it's like a graph, and one bar of it is how unsettled you are, and one bar of it is how human-like something looks. So a lot of animators use it because there's like this psychological phenomena called the Uncanny Valley that when something looks very human but is not human, it scares us, which is why dolls are creepy, mannequins are creepy. I mean, it's a real thing. It really is. You can Google Uncanny Valley and a little graph will pop up. So it's like a bell graph. So it's like, if it doesn't look human at all, we're not that unsettled. If it looks like a person, we're not that unsettled. But in the middle, we're very unsettled when something like the Chucky
I'm about to say that's probably why people are so terrified of clowns.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I never thought of that.
They're like a living cartoon that's looking at you and you're like, that's creepy.
Right, or have you ever, someone tells you to watch a TV show or a movie that's animated, and they say it's really good, but you just can't even watch it because something about the animation puts you off. Like, you're like, I don't even want to look at that for 2 hours. It's probably some form of the Uncanny Valley. So I remember learning about that and it sticking in my head, like, that's so interesting, the Uncanny Valley. And then when all this was going down with Brett Kavanaugh and you had Christine Blasey Ford coming forward, and people were just like picking this woman apart mercilessly about how she should or shouldn't have done this, that, or the other. And I felt that, like, at least in the broad media, Brett Kavanaugh wasn't being picked apart in the same way. And it made me think about how women are sort of expected to occupy this almost inhuman space of perfection. And like, you're only going to be respected as a victim who comes forward if you are perfect. about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is this person being given so much room for human error and this person is not? You know?
Yeah.
So that's what that song's about.
Okay.
And it's also angry. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But like I said, I don't want to put anything out there that's just like straight rage. I want it to have this silver lining of empowerment. You know, I want people who listen to it, maybe they also saw the Brett Kavanaugh proceedings and were really horrified, and they can listen to this and feel like some solidarity and some power.
That's a powerful thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's like, yeah, well, like kind of like putting the silver lining on it. Like I've been watching a lot of Don Rickles roast lately, and after every time he's just roast these people that he's there to do, but at the end he says something so charming and kind at the end that's endearing. I teared up because sometimes when he does it, because I'm just like, man, that was beautiful. He's like, may long health.
Are you taking notes?
I know. I watch. You can't help but pick up, some techniques from it and stuff.
Yeah.
But to kind of like, you kind of beat this to death, but then you kind of like bring it back home so that you're not left and you kind of leave inspired.
Yeah, no, exactly. Because I really am a positive person. I really am. And actually, a comment I get a lot on my music is that it's a little darker than people expect it to be. Mm-hmm. Future Runaway Bride is not a dark song. That's like a full-on just fun song.
Yeah, well, and I noticed you play that in the middle of your set sometimes, and like I think
lighten the mood.
Yeah, like I think I saw last time I saw you was at the Lamplighter. Mm-hmm. I think it was for one of the one that Eric Allgood put on. Mm-hmm. And when you play that and you play that, and all of a sudden everybody just started doing this.
Good, I love that.
Yeah, no, you can't help but bounce to it.
Right. So I do have some songs that are dancey and fun, and some that are a little like heavier and darker. I have a lot of different sounds and influences. I feel that they go together. Like you said, it's eclectic.
Well, end, a lot of bands are afraid to kind of deviate from some kind of sound because it will, in their minds of the people that they think they're listening to it, they won't know how to identify them.
Well, maybe that's the difference, because I'm not really thinking too hard about that, like who's listening to it. To a degree, I think this album, Silver Daughter, is the first one where I did think about that a little bit, because this first song in it, Future Runaway Bride, I did intentionally write the music to be dance music, because I was thinking about, I want a song, I want another song for our set that people can dance to. So there's a little bit of that, but outside of that, like I said, so many of them are so personal that I'm really writing them because I need to write them. Yeah. Like, regardless of if anyone ever listens to it or not, I needed to write it. Like when we were recording this album, I remember this little moment stuck with me. There's a song, one of the sad songs in the first half of the album is called Right For Me. And I don't even think I'm allowed to say the word that I say in it, but there's like two.
What's the first letter?
P.
Penis?
No. Other ends, other direction.
Oh, okay.
Pussy.
Yeah.
Sorry. Meow. I don't know.
We did it.
But that word is in the song.
Why would I think you can't say penis, by the way?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm allowed to say.
Skeeved by that word. I don't know.
Well, that word was just in my lyrics for the song, and it made sense in the song that I was writing. And now everyone's really going to listen to this album. They're going to be like, what is this?
Yeah.
But yeah, we were, I'm good friends with everyone in my band, and they were just teasing me a little bit about having the word pussy in my song.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, well, I know. I was like, I know it, but I wasn't thinking about that when I wrote. I wasn't thinking about the fact that people are going to listen to it when I wrote it. I was just writing it and writing what I wanted to say. And my saxophonist, Michael Lorenzi, was like, that's how it should be. And I was like, thanks, man.
Well,
that is how it should be.
Well, because if you're writing for, like, I don't, when I say it's just by the sound, because if like I don't know if Shinedown or somebody had a ska song, all of a sudden they'd be like, what the heck's going on here right now? So that's what I mean by the sound. But like material and actual songwriting, you have to write from write from your perspective. Yeah. Otherwise, people know it's fake.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the writing side of it is really special to me because, like I said, English is one of my first loves. Before we started recording, I was telling Ross that I used to be a librarian.
Yeah.
Memphis Public Library, 2 years. Yep. Yeah. So I love literature and I love writing. I was a creative writing major in college. So that is probably the number one comment that means a lot to me when people tell me that my lyrics meant something to them.
Yeah.
Because I really do work hard on them. I comb through them. I try to make sure there are no cliches or cliche rhymes, like rhymes that come up in songs again and again and again. And if there is, in this Uncanny Valley song, I rhyme boy and toy. That is like a super cliche rhyme. So I had to really sit and think about are these really the words I want and the rhyme that I want? And I was like, yeah, it actually really is. But anyway, I really do edit and re-edit these words over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's a brutal process.
Yeah.
You find yourself driving down the road just singing it over and over again, and then taking a note on the...
Yeah, or sometimes I'll write the words first, and then when I go to try to write the music, I just realize something syllabically isn't working. I don't even know I could say that. As I went in, I was like, I hope I say that word right. Yeah, but here I go. But yeah, so
that's funny.
The lyrical editing process is really important to me, and I'm really proud of the lyrics on this album and the music. I'm just really proud of it. I'm really excited to share it.
It was funny. I was talking to somebody the other day because we just finished an album, and they're like, "How do you feel about it?" I'm like, I'm glad it's over.
Right.
I'm glad we moved past it so we can start working on something new.
Right.
Working on something else.
And I know how that feels too. That's this album. I guess I'll hold it up again. It's what we toured with last year. This is and the new album doesn't come out for 10 days or so this is what you'll find if you look me up. And I'm proud of this album too. Mm-hmm. But after we recorded this, Simple Sugar, I still had some doubts, and like you just said, I kind of felt I'm sort of ready to write some new stuff and move along. And I know I have more songs in me, but this album, Silver Daughter, I really do feel proud of it. And that's the most important thing to me, even if everyone hates it, which hopefully they don't. But even if they did, mm-hmm. I love it. I'm proud of it.
And that's number one. If you're making the art that, what is it, Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top, make the songs that you wish you could hear.
Yeah, no, exactly. I really do. I write music that I would want to listen to. And I make merch that I would want to wear. See, I'm wearing it right now.
Yes.
Yeah, and okay, I guess I'll transition us into that.
Yeah, please show what you got.
Okay, I love merch. All right, so I'm telling you all my loves. I love music, I love literature, and I love fashion a lot. It means a lot to me too. So I'm gonna have some more shirts at this release show, and we're going on tour just through the Mid-South, through Texas, down to New Orleans, back up to Memphis. And I'm going to have a few more shirts for the tour. One of my artists in that Instagram giveaway I was talking about, Lexi Perkins, she and I are collaborating on some shirt designs. So it'll be great. And right now I have these great shirts that look like the one I'm wearing. The lettering's designed by Lauren Holterman. They were printed by Monolithic Press. And I have this fun rainbow one, which is hand done. These are hand screen printed.
Oh, wow.
So my buddy Will, who runs Monolithic Press, literally painted in the colors. So the rainbow shirts are pretty special. And we have the plain black and ringer tees, which are the best sellers. People love.
I'm about to say, you call them ringer tee?
Yeah.
I always call them the baseball shirt.
I think that the baseball shirt is the one with the full sleeve, the three-quarter sleeve that's the color. And this one, I'll pull out a little sleeve. This one just has this on the sleeve, the little
thing.
But I brought these. You can pick one if you want. You can pick your fave.
I have so many black shirts. I'm gonna go with the red.
Oh, great. Okay, do it. Yeah, that's stylish right now. A little vintage throwback.
Yeah. The only problem is because I don't mind sweating, but I don't even worry about people watching me sweat. And I'm like, as long as you're cool with it, I'm cool with it.
As long as you're sweating from the heart, it doesn't matter if people are watching you sweat.
Absolutely. It's white shirts and deodorant don't go together for me. But I'm gonna rock this out on a cool day.
And I'll give you my CD too. I'll bring you one of the fresh ones when I've got them.
Oh, let me get a close up of the shot.
Oh yeah.
Who did the makeup and all that for you?
Oh man. Okay, this is such a great story, honestly. So that photograph was taken by Sam Leathers. Mm-hmm. He directed my Blue Romance music video. And the makeup was done by my really good friend Bobby Lee. He's Browzilla on Instagram.
That's a cool name.
This story is so cute. It is a cool name. Yeah. And he, back in 2015 and 2016, when I was a senior in college, and I really did not play my music out and about at all. It was I think it was a bit of a confidence thing. I just didn't. I was really nervous. My hands used to shake when I performed, which I've really gotten over. I really don't get stage fright anymore.
I was about to
which is
say,
great.
how did you cross that threshold? Was it just getting out and over and
just
over and over
doing
again?
it, yeah, just making myself do it. And then the other thing was, like I said, a lot of the songs are really personal, so I was afraid to share them, because if I share them and then people hate on them, it's like, that would like gut me, because
They're like hating on you, and that's too much to bear.
And I'm kind of over that too. I'm like, wow,
Awesome.
and let me tell you what, that definitely happens, and I just kind of have to be like, first of all, if someone's hating on me and they are offering up no art of their own for critique, then I just don't even care. I'm like, well, whatever,
Have some skin in the game,
right?
Or get out of here.
But if someone is offering me some type of criticism and they are an artist that I respect, or somehow in the music industry in a way that I respect, then I'll listen to it.
Yeah.
I don't have too much pride to not listen to criticism.
And usually it doesn't come in the form of like kind of vitriol. It's usually
that's
constructive criticism. Yeah.
Let me tell you, every single time it's come in the form of vitriol, it's like I said, it's someone who's offering no art of their own up for critique, or it's like, okay, do you actually hate my music, or is this because I rejected your advances in my DMs, or some stupid internet thing like that. So I just don't even care anymore about all that. But
Browzilla.
Let's return to what I was actually.
Browzilla.
But these were all my fears. This is why I only played music in my apartment. And Bobby, who did my makeup in this cover shoot, Bobby was my across the hall neighbor, and we both lived alone, so we were buddies. We would hang out, watch American Horror Story, eat meals together sometimes. And he was an aspiring makeup artist, and he was really, he heard my songs and stuff way before a lot of people did.
Would you hear it through the door when you're practicing?
I don't know, probably, but I would just, he got me to play him some Lana Del Rey covers, and was super supportive and encouraging. It was like, girl, one day you're going to make a music video or something, and I'm going to do your makeup for it. And then that's what we did. He did my makeup for my first music video, and it was a really special moment, because, he'd been my neighbor for 2 years, but I hadn't seen too much of him since we stopped living across the hall from each other.
Yeah.
But I reached out and was like, hey, the music video is happening. So
that's awesome.
And and he crushed it. That's amazing. I mean, I love this album cover still.
I love how it almost kind of looks like the bloody nose. Is it supposed to be like that? Was that kind of look?
It is. Yeah, it's supposed to be a bloody nose, because there are a couple reasons. Well, to be totally honest with you, this album, Simple Sugar, is a couple of the songs and in it are about being with someone and being around people who do a lot of drugs. Okay. No, it's not really about that. You could take it that way. I kind of wanted people to take it however they want to. So if you take it as wounds, like a physical wound, then I accept that interpretation too. But my thought on it was really someone's nose bleeding from putting too many drugs up their nose.
Gotcha.
Because there's a song on this album, Tasteless Waltz in B minor, that is about being with someone who's addicted to cocaine. That's what the song is about. And that influenced this album a lot. I mean, even the title of the album. So yeah, I mean, I think that is a really real thing in our community that I wish people talked about more. How many people really get stuck in these cycles of abusing drugs and sort of lose the other things in life that make them happy.
Absolutely.
I watched that happen to someone I really loved. So that's a lot of what this album's about, and that's why I really wanted the bloody nose on the cover to sort of subtly reference that, and also because I just didn't want. I got the advice from the studio I record with, in a very kind way. I got the advice to put my face on my next album. After the first album was a work of art, which this was the art. It was a little duck my friend Clara Fallhaber drew. She's an amazing tattoo artist, and she did my first album art and then tattooed it upon me. And they were like, you should put your face on your next album, because then people know it's you and whatever. And I was like, okay, but I really, really reject the idea of just having a pretty picture of myself on the front of the, there had to be something in it that was a little bit artistic, or even a little disturbing. I was like, I don't want it to just be me being cute, because that's not, I feel like that would send the wrong message about the music. It's not light.
Yeah,
so,
well, it kind of it's your face, your name, and then it kind of making it about you when it's really kind of there's a bigger theme going on.
Yeah, I mean, I really do consider it like an art piece, you know? So
Yeah.
I don't want to just be like, hey, everyone.
Yeah.
There's like an element of that I've had to lean into, like on the social media advertising and whatever. Or like they're right. Like it is good to have your face on your album because then people who see you live, when they go to look up your music, they know it's you. So I get that. But I've returned to my visual art roots with the album art for this third album. It's a painting of my hands.
Oh,
that
right on.
my friend Jillian Duke did. She's a really talented artist, so excited to reveal that. Yeah, but this album was really important to me. But I think it has some of these sort of empowered ideas that I have continued into this third album. I say this album was about me like falling in love with myself and learning to be okay by myself.
Difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
Difficult thing to
Oh
do.
yeah, and people will resent you for that, for sure.
Well, if they're miserable themselves, I mean, they're not going to appreciate somebody who's kind of harnessed this new power of themselves to actually look at things they do and look in the mirror and like themselves. It's
Right.
hard. It's hard to be like
But
feel healthy and ugly, unhealthy and ugly, and then watch someone who's doing well. It's a lot. I think that's has a lot to do with why you get so much hate on the internet.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to do that from a distance, and I find that
right,
people.
and that's something I'm still working on because I do get some hate or just weird energy on the internet, but I also get a lot of love. I really
Yeah.
have so many people who reach out and say incredibly kind things, and so many people in this community who really support me and come out to my shows. So that helps too, as I just focus in on that. You
Yeah.
know, focus in on the 100 really kind voices instead of the one
Yeah,
grumpy goose.
I'm guilty if I focus on the negative, and
It's so hard
absolutely,
not
there's so
to.
much there's so much.
So hard
positive.
not to. I mean, how can you not? Because it's also like yeah, it's a sensitive thing putting your art out there. So it's hard because it's hard not to get into the mindset of like the one negative person. You're like, oh my God, they're the one that's right. Like
Yeah.
they've unearthed my secret, and it's that I suck. But like we don't suck.
No,
We're
you guys are great, and
Yeah.
and you said you're going. When is the tour?
The tour is going to be
happening?
right after the album, July 23rd through 28th, just a short little tour. But we're going to Fort Worth, Austin, New Orleans, Tallahassee, and Birmingham.
And all
coming back.
Is it all instruments, the full band going with you?
I believe it's the full band. We may or may not have our bassist with us. But
Okay.
we didn't have a bassist last year on tour, and we did. We had a ton of fun. So it'll be. We hope he can make it. But either way, it'll definitely be most of the band, and
Gunter, I'd
potentially
lie for you if you need to get out of work.
just make sure his work doesn't watch this, and then yeah. But no, I'm really, really excited. I'm really excited about it.
That's
It'll be
pretty
good.
cool. It's
Thank you.
awesome.
Yeah.
You're all practiced up, and you do your home show, and then you get to go out off that
Yeah,
buzz.
and that was so fun. Last year we went on a 2-week East Coast tour and just had the time of our lives. We really had so much fun.
How far north did you make it?
Up to Brooklyn.
Oh,
and
right
back.
on.
Yeah, and it was fun for me too because I grew up in Pennsylvania. I moved to Memphis in 2012.
What part of Pennsylvania?
I grew up right smack in the middle of the state. Pennsylvania kind of looks like a little hand. It's got this little chimney top, and grew up right in the middle in Happy Valley, which is like right by Penn State University.
Okay.
Yeah.
Been up that ways.
Yeah.
Beautiful country.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. Yeah. There's, it's the land of the Amish and dairy farms.
Yeah.
And,
Great steak, from what I hear.
I'm a vegetarian.
All right,
so-
cool.
yeah, but I think
No
that's part of
pesticides on their stuff either.
Right. Yeah, I think that's part of why I'm a vegetarian is because there were a lot of cows where I grew up. And,
Okay.
I remember as a really little kid being like a little distressed when I found out that beef was cows. I was like,
What did you think it was beforehand?
I don't know. I
Just
mean,
a
this is when I
thing?
was little.
I know, but it's just like so
Who
funny
knows
with a
what I thought
child's
it
mind.
was before? But I had really like pet cows and like seen their big cute cow eyes, and I was like, I just don't think I want to eat that. It feels wrong to me. As a little kid, I was like, I just don't know. But I'm not a vegan. I'm a vegetarian because I grew up in like dairy land. I was born in Wisconsin,
Yeah.
and then I grew up in like dairy farming land with like the best ice cream and butter and milk you've ever had.
That's a thing you have to give up when you're
Yeah.
a vegan. You got to give up a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, but
But cows still smile when they, after they've given their milk, I think.
well,
If you get it when it's not one of those machines hooked
yeah,
up to them.
I think it's about just ethically sourcing it.
Yeah.
If you get milk from like where I grew up, we we got it where my parents still get their milk from a dairy, like a little tiny.
In the glass bottle in the little container next to the
Yeah.
door. Yeah, we used to do that when we were
Adorable.
younger. It's
So,
awesome.
I feel good about that. But yeah, it was really fun going back up east. We got to play in my hometown at an art festival, the Central Pennsylvania Festival of the Arts.
How old were you when you left there?
18.
Oh, so you still got friends there and still know people there.
Yeah.
You got to go up and play? That's
yeah,
awesome.
I grew up there, and I moved to Memphis when I turned 18.
Why Memphis?
My mom's from here. My
Okay.
grandma lives here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Did you go to U of M? Is that?
I went to Rhodes, actually.
You went to Rhodes, right on.
Yeah, that's where my grandma went. When it was Southwestern, that was her alma mater. She met my grandfather there. It was I believe it was during World War II, and he was in seminary, so you didn't get drafted if you were in seminary.
Yeah.
So she snapped him up. I don't think there were very many eligible bachelors on campus.
Yeah.
She snapped him up, and that college was really important to both of them. My grandfather passed away in 2007. My grandmother is still kicking. She's 94.
Nice.
She's an amazing person. And yeah, she really was so into me touring Rhodes. She really impressed upon me that I just needed to check it out and tour it. And I had no intention of going there. And then I toured it, and it was really beautiful. And when I was, however old I was, 17, they were kind of pushing this campus looks like Hogwarts from Harry Potter narrative. And I ate that up. I was like, it really does look like that.
I didn't want to say that when you said Rhodes. I was
mm.
like, oh, Hogwarts.
Yeah.
But because some people are like, come on, man.
And then, the choice was sort of made for me. I got a scholarship to Rhodes, I feel, because I have the legacy. My grandparents went there, and I'm way out of state, and they like to be able to say, like this many people from out of state. Because I was a good student in high school, but kind of average good. I didn't get scholarships anywhere else. And I got this thick scholarship to Rhodes, so I was like, that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
And that was an interesting introduction to Memphis, I feel, because I didn't really know anything about Rhodes besides that my grandmother went there, and it has such a reputation in this city, both good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you say you went there, people think you're smart, but depending on the person you're talking to, they either think you're really smart and have it together, or they might think that you're really, really privileged and out of touch.
Yeah.
And,
I've seen both of that happen, yeah.
and both things are true and both things are not true and whatever, but that was just kind of interesting going to a school that has a big reputation associated with it in this community and zero reputation in my hometown. Like, no one knew where I was going. I was like, I don't know. No one knew what Rhodes College was.
Well,
and
same
I moved
thing.
down here and everyone knows what it is.
I'd imagine it's the same thing, and you're like, I'm going to Penn State, and they're like, oh, like it depends. It's just,
yeah.
You're like hometowns, you're fighting to get out or fighting to get in kind of deal. So
Sure.
like every place has got their good bad reputation, no matter what.
It's
It really
true.
depends
It's
on where
true.
you're standing.
Yeah, and I overall enjoyed my time at Rhodes. I just sort of, I enjoyed my classes a lot and my education a lot, but I didn't, I don't know, I didn't really stay inside the gate. I made most of my friends out and about, and actually a lot of friends I made going to live music.
Yeah.
I didn't have a lot of access to live music where I grew up. It was either super, super teeny, tiny shows at like a coffee shop, or a giant, Maroon 5 show in the
Neighboring
stadium.
city. Yeah.
No, I mean, in our city, it's a weird town because it's a college town with a
Okay.
huge school.
Yeah.
So sometimes a big name artist will come really for the Penn State students, but like the actual population of the people in the town is not very large. So it's just different. And Memphis is such a musical city. I went crazy when I first got here, going to all sorts of live music. Like the year I moved here was the last year that the High Tone was in where Growlers is now on Poplar.
Yeah.
And I remember I saw Dr. Dog there. I saw
Nice.
Purity Ring there. I still remember the shows I saw there my freshman year of college because I didn't have access to anything like that growing up. And I feel like that might have given me a little edge when I started playing out and about. A lot of venue owners around town knew me just because I went to so many shows that I feel like that was helpful when I first started playing music and trying to book music. I already knew the venues to reach out to play shows because I've been going to so many shows.
Yeah, it's a good barometer, especially
yeah.
just to get out and go see shows and see. And that's one of the reasons why I want to do this. I want people to know who's playing in the area and what they can see, because I mean there's a lot, and it spans all genres, all attitudes, all backgrounds.
We have a really honestly incredible local music scene.
It really is amazing.
It's really fun.
It really, and I think right now I moved here. See, I don't have like the baggage of being from Memphis, so I don't have like the predisposed kind of like viewpoints on it. So when I find what I like, I'm like, man, this is awesome.
Where are you from?
Originally in New York. I'm from
Cool.
Long Island, New York.
Oh my gosh, look, we're from the same little. So so that's why you know what I'm talking about. Happy Valley State College.
Oh yeah.
That's where I'm from.
Oh, well, my cousin went to Penn State.
Oh cool. Yeah.
So we drive through, and we used to go to Hershey when I was a kid.
Hershey Park.
Oh yeah.
Okay, for anyone who doesn't know, Hershey Park is an amusement park that's Hershey's chocolate themed.
Yep.
I've never been to Disney World, but I've been to Hershey Park many times.
Yes, it's the jam. I love it.
It's actually pretty great. I love Hershey Park. There's like giant Reese's cups walking around and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great place. That's so cool.
It's like heaven for
smells like chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that place is great.
It's a diabetic heaven.
Yeah, it's amazing. It really is. But I love the local music scene here. And I will say, I have my album release on the 20th, but also this Saturday, the 13th, I'm playing Rosie's album release at the Lamplighter. So I want to promo that too. I think Folk Killers is the other local band playing. But
awesome. All incredible bands, by the way.
I mean, I love Rosie so much. I love playing shows with them.
I believe we're getting Rosie in a week or two.
Great.
So
I love them.
Very, very excited for that.
That's really fun.
Because they're writing some incredible music.
Yeah,
strong structure. And they just released a video. It was I love the way they did it, because you were talking about being creative with music videos. They just took a bunch of cardboard cutouts and made waves out of it and put a sun there. And then it was like during the guitar solo, it was like a puppet show, just hang a guitar and kind of dangle it. I really want everybody to see this one.
I know that, and I love how DIY it is and clever. Yeah, I really love that a lot. I love music videos. That's a big focus for me on this album, Silver Daughter, is it might take me a while to get there. I mean, it really might take me like right up until my next album, whenever that is, but I want to try to have some type of visual for as many songs as I can on the album. So stuff like that's kind of inspiring, really, DIY stuff, because I feel like people are more likely to listen to the song if there's a visual accompanying it.
Especially with everybody's on their phones and they're looking on their toilet or working on their phone, driving when you're not supposed to not anymore. But yeah, I mean, it definitely does help out. MTV was big for a reason.
I think about myself when I'm going through things. I'm way more likely to just turn the sound on a video that's already playing than I am to follow the link to your Spotify and click on a song and listen, So I think the key is like getting something in someone's ears.
It's amazing.
So that they then want to go look it up on their own and listen to it while they're driving around.
It's amazing how easy and simple it is to just press two buttons, but people won't do it because they're lazy.
Well, yeah, and I think so many people are just
guilty of it.
Going through.
Yeah,
I heard on TV you have like a fraction of a second, it's like 0.2 seconds to catch someone's attention when they're scrolling through social media. And it's interesting. I feel like I think about that, and I think about that, I love fashion. I think about that in like current fashion trends. I feel like there's a lot of like really bold, bright colors and like blocked prints, like, like black and white graphic prints and like bright yellow, bright red. And I'm like, I wonder if that is coming into fashion because people are trying to grab attention.
Makes
on
perfect
these
sense.
Social media platforms. Someone would rather wear something really bright and graphic that's more likely to make someone stop and look.
I mean, well, there's a whole
I
study.
love bright and graphic things. So I'm like,
in the supermarket, there's a whole science behind it.
Oh,
While they stack Tide here and, Oreos over there.
Yeah.
So.
And we're all, I've branded myself fully. Look, there it is.
Yeah.
It's my name. So I have to think about things like that.
Yeah.
And I kind of lean into that. I like the business side of it, too. I really enjoy it. But it's also can be really frustrating and tedious and time-consuming. I try to have fun with it.
Well, the art's the fun and also painstaking, but like it's like the non-fun part. Like it's nice having nice things, but to keep your checkbook balanced, which is an old phrase now, and no one does checkbook. But to keep all like that's the non-fun work that you got to put in on the weekends. Yeah. To kind of make sure all your ducks in a row so you can enjoy the week. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So that I've been doing music full time since November.
You're doing it full time now.
Full time, yeah. So that's it. It's kind of been a wild ride, but I really love it. But it's so I worked at the library, and then I worked part-time retail, and then I just last fall I've transitioned into doing music full-time. And my friend Marcella Simeon, Marcella and her lovers, she really helped me with that because she does it full-time too, and she also is a songwriter, plays the piano. So it's like I started trying to do this in November, and in December I was like really kind of feeling really low, and like, I don't know if this was a good idea. I'm not booking as many gigs as I need to book to make my living doing this. And I remember I met up with her for coffee, and I just recently told her, like, I hope you realize how much that meant to me. Like, 'cause she gave me some advice and pointed me in some directions to, little side gigs I could do that would make money. So she sort of helped me get on the track of, there's gigs I do with my band that are like art and me sharing my art, and then there's gigs I do that are like playing piano during brunch somewhere that are to pay
you got to feed yourself. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's been really
like
interesting.
Zebra Lounge. I
love the Zebra Lounge.
Yeah.
That's been a really fun one. That's if you don't know what that is, it's in Overton Square, and they have a live pianist there every single night, and that I think. That has been really fun, and it's really improved my skill set too, because those are 5-hour-long shifts, and you take requests. So people will request some random song, and if I know it, I'll like do my best to look up the chords and play it. If I don't know it, I will literally on my break like go listen to it in the bathroom on Spotify, and then try my best to play it. And that has made me it's made me a way better musician. I mean, in a short period of time, I've been playing there since January.
Yeah.
I feel like these past 6 months, the amount of playing and like sort of breaking out of my comfort zone and having to improvise or play on the fly or learn something really fast has made me a much better musician.
I was about to say, and then you can incorporate all those chord changes and all whatever into your own music.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's cool.
Piano Man.
Yeah, I've played so much Piano Man.
So much.
That's why
Billy Joel.
Deep cut referenced Piano Man lyrics earlier.
Is that the number one requested song? What's the number one?
Old Town Road.
Real? Right now?
Right now, it's Old Town Road.
So it's so like.
And I do it. I love playing that song. It's fun. People love to request Old Town Road. It's funny because I feel like my most requested songs might be different than someone else's, because people do sort of listen to you singing, and I feel like maybe cater their requests to that. Like, oh, this is what I would like to hear them sing. Okay. So people request Alanis Morissette and Fiona Apple from me a lot. Okay. And I doubt I doubt that other people are getting those requests, but like, I honestly, I kind of became an Alanis Morissette fan from people requesting her music so much. I hadn't listened to her too much, and I'm like listening to it, I'm like, this is really good. I really like it.
Jagged Little Pill, amazing album.
Yeah, so I get those requests a lot, and then and Elton John is like, people love to request Elton John. People love.
You're gonna go see him on.
Billy Joel.
If I imagine like that week, because he's playing October 30th at the FedEx Forum. Who knows what you got going on? Because I imagine the Halloween shows are gonna be huge.
And honestly, I love Elton John so much. He really does inspire me. But those tickets are just a little out of my price range. I hear you. They are really expensive. I actually went into the Ticketmaster link. Like, I had myself braced to spend a lot of money on some concert tickets, and I still was like, it's too much. It was like $200 for the nosebleed worst seats. Yeah. I was like, I just can't really do that.
I will tell you this.
But if anyone has any Elton John tickets up for grabs,
I will tell you,
I'll take them. But
it's amazing. It's worth it.
I hear you. I
get it.
love Elton John. I do love him, and he has a cool thing. He sort of has inspired my personal style a little, because I wear really, really. This is a really low key outfit for me. I like to wear really funky things.
I was expecting when I came in, I was like, oh, okay, we're kind of looking chill today.
Yeah, well, I wanted to wear my t-shirt.
Yeah, but could everybody see the purse? That was like the most adorable purse I've ever seen. Strawberry shortcake.
Yeah, it's cute. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
it's a gift from my friend Mooney. They're a very sweet person. I just feel like I should shout him out because he
absolutely but spread the love.
Yeah, but I love clothes. I love to wear funky. My earrings are a little funky. My friend Lexi made my earrings. But Elton John has this whole theory about he started wearing really, really crazy glasses and jackets because he was stuck behind a piano, so he can't really dance and move around in the way that other artists could. but he wanted the audience to stay looking at him, so he started wearing these really extravagant outfits. And I subscribe to that same theory because I'm stuck behind a piano. I don't have a lot of mobility behind a piano.
Yeah.
So if I wear something really sparkly and exciting, people are more likely to pay attention. Also, I love things that are sparkly and exciting. So, win-win for me.
Absolutely.
But Elton John is my inspiration.
I think that's why a lot of drummers take their shirt off. They're just like, look at me, please.
Look at me.
Look how ripped I am from just playing the drums my whole life.
Yeah.
That and they're sweating their ass off back there.
Yeah, I know it.
That's why I always like when some bands put the drummer up front.
Oh, yeah.
Very
Interesting.
Very few bands do that, but I always feel I'm like, oh, look at you. That way they don't have to stare at everybody's back end the whole entire show. Well, you got the record release show next Saturday. It's July 20th at 1884 Lounge. Just kind of list off those bands that you're going to be with because there's a lot going on. Who else is going to be there?
So we have Mama Honey, Crystal Shrine, Ross Al Ghul, and Board Lord. And Ross Al Ghul.
Is it like Ross Al Ghul or is it Raz Al Ghul?
I may be mispronouncing it because I've actually only ever seen his name in writing.
Okay.
But you might be right about that one. But 2 incredibly talented DJs. Mm-hmm. 2 incredibly talented live bands. Well, 3, because my band as well. So it's going to be great. And some of the artists from my Instagram giveaway are going to have some of their work at the merch table. I'll have my merch at the merch table, including that new album. It's going to be really fun. I'm really, really, really excited. You can get tickets in advance. Maybe we can put the event in the... Cool.
We'll put the event in the caption.
That would be awesome.
And don't forget to follow Wheezy page. How do we spell Wheezy?
WEEZYPAGE. That's my Instagram.
And they can enter to win art from the artists.
Yeah, if you go to my Instagram, it's about 3 posts down. You'll see it because it's just a big, gift basket of art. You can enter that giveaway. It's super easy. You just follow the artists on Instagram and like the post and tag a friend, and you're entered to win free concert tickets and free local art.
Awesome.
So check it out. Yeah.
July 20th, 1884 Lounge, and thank you so much for joining us today
and
sharing your music and telling us all these stories. This is awesome.
Great.
And I really hope everybody gets to listen to your tunes.
Thank you.
Spotify, streaming on Spotify. When will the new album be up on Spotify?
Hopefully July 20th.
You can be aim for all of it? All right, cool.
Aiming for everything on that day.
Aiming for the 20th.
I say hopefully because sometimes Spotify's a little slow.
They lag
a little.
Yeah.
So it will definitely be on the internet on July 20th. I think it'll be on Spotify, but it'll definitely be on Bandcamp on July 20th. And I hope you all come check out the show. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be a great time. Yeah.
Excellent. Louise Page, everybody. This is The Stump. We do it every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Next week, we got Pixels. Very excited for them. Video game music, which I can't wait to just talk to them about their favorite video games. We're going to nerd out hard on that day.
Yeah, you're going to come in wearing like a Mario hat?
Yes. For past episodes of The Stump, go to 981themax.com under my link, my page, and you can check all those out. But thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.